Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and welcome back to Let's Play Control. This is episode 19, our first post-game episode. As last time, we broke our way out of our mind prison, and we found the source of the hiss, which was the slide projector with a apparently burnt slide that the hiss was getting through. We closed that, but we didn't actually get rid of all the hiss in the oldest house, which is a little disappointing. It's also a little disappointing that we didn't actually find the source of the hiss, beyond the actual projector. We just closed the door to it. So that stuff will probably get wrapped up in later DLC, and I guess tied into the Alan Wake stuff that's going to come up. But for the moment, we have some missions to clean up around the oldest house.
Clean out every last hiss with one thorough sweep, room by room.
But Arish,
If there's a building shift and even
how do we stop them from respawning? Alright, so
this is a pain in the ass sometimes.
in between episodes, I went and hunted down the rest of his old friends, so let's turn in that mission first.
Here are the pouches. I found 6.
Well, that's all of them. Not counting mine. Well, I guess I'll just have to wear all of them. It sounds sappy, I know, but well, it's all I can think to do.
Nothing's easy with the hiss. Is it rude to ask what's inside? What's inside the pouches? Too late now.
Now, the story's confidential, but, well...
Jesse's mouth working ahead of her brain.
So, the Bureau had heard rumors of a werewolf gathering upstate every full moon. Us being rookies, they sent us to confirm it was bullshit.
Hold on, is he about to tell me werewolves are real?
No, we heard about this
There
mission.
was an altered item that was creating violent gravitational anomalies during full moons. Oh, man, we nearly bit it that night. Well, to remember the occasion, we all bought silver bullets to wear around our necks, just in case we ever ran into another werewolf.
So why did you leave the Rangers?
Thought I could do more good here. And somebody's got to protect the people who protect everybody else, right?
Alright, so we didn't know that Arish was one of those trainees sent to that mission, but now we do. Alright, so now we can ask him about all this post-game stuff.
So, what's next for Simon Arish?
Well, first off, I'm banning all slide projectors. That's it. Seriously, though, we need to review our protocols. Research should not be making decisions that endanger the entire Bureau, fuck it, the entire fucking world, without some serious oversight.
I mean, we don't even know what
think Mike
happened
would
to
agree.
Darling.
Certain people in the Bureau have been working in the shadows for too long.
He's just
And
gone.
I'd like to make these HRAs part of the mandatory Bureau uniform. They're not stylish, but better safe than sorry.
I don't think anyone will complain. Not after this.
Also, I guess the reason the HRAs still work is because, as we kind of read about in the containment, they were siphoning off resonance from Hedron, so presumably these things just have like a contained resonance inside of them and don't require Hedron to be alive to protect people, which is why everyone else didn't become hiss when we did.
What are your thoughts on me serving as director?
Well, I couldn't be more excited. I mean, look, don't get me wrong, Trench was fine, but well, you pulled us back from the brink, so... Well, I'm honored to serve, man. I mean, fuck, shit. Faden. Sorry.
He'll get it one day.
But Arish, how do you feel about my outfit as director?
So, what's the situation in my bureau, Arish?
I do like that she has the little bureau
Situation is
pin
we are
on it,
still
though.
Up to our eyes in hiss. Not to mention the months of repairs it's gonna take just to get this place up and running again.
But is it doable?
Of course it is. You just might need to tell some rangers to grab a wrench once they're done hunting hiss.
We should have it done by, I don't know, March?
Did
Except I
anyone
guess
ever
that's only
mention
the first
to you that
DLC.
Darling was using the slide projector?
Well, Salvador never did, but I doubt he even knew. Look, I'm well aware that it's our job to study and contain the things that we don't understand, but some of the things that Darling did were way outside of our mission statement. Look, these things are not toys, and acting like they are is only ever going to end one way. At least Pope seems to understand that.
Well, it's secure now. No one can reach it without my say-so.
But thank Christ for that.
It goes into our pocket dimension where all of our other bound objects go. Also, since the slide projector is an object of power and not an altered item, shouldn't it have like a bound ability as well?
Marshall's been missing for a while now. Any ideas where she could be?
The last time I saw her was in maintenance when I was leading the Rangers out of the Atlas. Yeah, I told her it wasn't safe, but she said she had to go check on something.
Did you ask where she was going?
Whew. Marshall is not the kind of person you question. Kind of intimidating.
I mean, she even told us that she was leaving for a while.
She was by herself, if that helps at all.
Not really, but thanks. Hopefully she turns up.
I think she will turn up in the DLC. Probably at the start of the first one. To be like, hey, director, we've got a problem.
I'll see you later.
You know where I'll be.
Alright, so we wrapped up Arish's little side mission, which means we should talk to Emily.
There haven't been any Hiss sightings in the Ocean View Motel. Could survivors be hiding inside?
It's possible.
Shouldn't we, like, make her head of research now? That Darling is presumably dead? I mean, he called us on the hotline like a ghost. Like Ghost Trench. So presumably that means he's dead, right?
Make a note to send in a search party.
Variants and Alterations. Analysis of Hiss Threat Part 5. Summary. Hiss corruption manifests in vastly different ways. Some hosts remain largely unchanged, while others are barely recognizable as human. What determines this level of alteration? Is it the duration of corruption? It could simply be an evolutionary process, each entity representing a stage of growth in an undiscovered linear progression leading towards what? Additionally, Hiss entities possess various paranatural abilities. How have they achieved this? Do they gain them from corrupting objects of power? Have they corrupted a single highly talented para-utilitarian and divided their access to paranatural abilities across the network of Hiss corrupted hosts? As a scientist, I am hindered by the sheer number of questions. It's difficult to identify where one should begin. What is the most pertinent question? How do we kill it? That seems like a good start. Well, you shoot it. That's been working for us pretty well. I'm not sure what's popping up as a new mission. We still only have these two. Also, we have a bunch of media. I don't know what's new and what's not, so I guess we should quickly go through this. Okay, there's Dynamite from Darling. Saw him dancing around. And is there anything else? Anything from the board? I guess that wouldn't be in multimedia, that would be in Hotline. Endless Grind.
My reflection trapped in the darkness of the coffee I nurse. The rain turned the lights of the city into a mosaic on the windows. The day's paper lists all the things wrong in the world. The list grows longer by the day. The difference between the morning and the night? Coffee. Whiskey.
Sometimes coffee with whiskey in it.
No other difference. The alarm goes off at 5 a.m. It feels like I just closed my eyes. It's dark. I sit up on the bed in the gloom. I get up, I shower. The driver waits for me downstairs, takes me to the oldest house. An old man stares at me in the car window. It's raining. It's dark. Late at night, he brings me back here. It's not a home. It's a room where I sleep in, waking up just as tired as I was before going to bed. Endless grind.
Really channeling Max Payne there, who he shares a voice with. I don't know when we got that one. Usually we get these when they, like, he gets a pop-up message while we're walking around. So I don't know if that's just, like, was cut up into something relevant when we picked it up, but alright, we got The Future from the board. We tolerate you very much. Oh, wait, are we prepared or unprepared? That's a little more contradictory than their usual In the Future expansion, DLC. Alright, so yeah, I guess the Hiss were starting to corrupt the astral plane, because the final place where we fought them was astral plane-like. Do we have a case file for the slide projector? It's almost all redacted. This object is a redacted with a vertical tray. The object creates redacted. See Dr. Darling presentation 26.1 for more details. The only redacted to successfully produce this effect resulted in the capture of redacted. That would be Hedron. See Dr. Darling, presentation 26.3 for more details. Object has not been successfully bound. The para-utility of this object does not require binding. Background. Discovered when the Bureau responded to Redacted, see AWE 24 case file for more information. Many of the accompanying Redacted were redacted. The entirety of the Redacted was transported to the Bureau for examination to find additional Redacted or other altered materials. I mean, we heard most of that stuff from other files. I still wonder if that Night Mother is ever going to come up again, because that seems like something that they could do something with, but also works as just like here's a creepy and not entirely explained thing that was part of the AWE. Some kind of monster in one of the slides. I'm the director of the Federal Bureau of Control. See, she looks a lot younger there than she does in her, like, wall photos. Alright. I think that's everything. Alright, Emily. Let's have a chat with you as well.
Jesse, good to see you. We've got Dylan situated in his containment cell like you asked. I've got medical staff running tests as we speak, and I'd be happy to walk you through the details later. Other than that, what's next?
With the slide projector turned off, the hiss are shut out, but we're stuck with the ones already here. We can't lift the lockdown until they're all eradicated. If any hiss ever got out, that would be the end of everything.
I guess they're still infectious.
Eliminating them all will take time.
That one hiss can create more.
On my end, but my research is progressing slower than I'd like.
Like audio zombies.
I think I can help with that. I am making you the head of research, effective immediately.
Just like I said.
I want you to use everything the Bureau has, every resource, every confidential scrap of data, and find a way to keep the hiss out for good.
That's... really? I mean, yes, I can certainly... Yes! Yes, I accept.
You'll do great. Besides, I didn't really have anyone else lined up.
I'm honored, Jesse, really.
And I have no idea what happened to your predecessor. Okay, so that was just our endgame wrap-up with her. But she has another thing to talk about.
Do you remember Mr. Tommasi, the head of communications? The hiss he was changed into showed up in containment.
He was one of the first bosses.
Near the turntable.
I'll take care of it. That thing's not getting away this time.
I've heard reports about his particular use of language and intonation when repeating the hiss babbling. The biological and behavioral distinctions between different hiss-corrupted individuals is truly fascinating. I wonder if I could categorize the data.
I'm pretty sure he's going to be a fair bit stronger this time.
Her own thing.
Considering you don't get this mission until pretty late. Alright, so we could talk to her about more stuff, but I think we'll hold off on that for the moment.
Run. See you soon.
We don't want to have, like, the whole episode just be catching up on
Please, Emily.
our lore.
Not even as a joke.
Alright, so we are going to go and finally take care of that mold mission. So can I spend any of these? I mean, our tree is pretty much maxed out. It's interesting because they also said that the DLC is going to have new gameplay elements, so I wonder if they're going to add new abilities or how that's going to work. I mean, with the Alan Wake stuff, I could imagine they might kind of cross over some of that stuff from especially the Alan Wake DLCs. But I'm not sure about the other stuff. Okay, before we go down, we're going to switch into our janitor's assistant outfit, because we are dealing with mold. Alright, so we want to go to research. Do we have one at the bottom? Dimensional research. Yeah, I don't think there's a control point down there. In fact, I don't even remember exactly where that is. I guess we want to go to the main room, which is central research. And then we can just drop down the shaft. So yeah, I've been kind of putting this mission off because I remember reading that this is apparently a pretty hard mission, or at least I think there's a mission after this that's pretty hard, so that's why I kind of left it to the late game. I didn't think we'd get trapped into the end game, though, last time. Okay, so let's go in here and set our mission to old growth. So yeah, all of these samples are actually just in that underground area. I do actually wonder if there's any... I forgot to catch myself. I was gonna say, I don't know if there's actually anything worthwhile in those hiss rooms. Or not hiss rooms, sorry, mold rooms. The ones that we can't go in until, I guess, we complete this mission. Because I assume those are just more crafting materials. I don't think there's going to be any lore or anything in those. Now, Jesse managed to remove the hiss from Dylan and put him in a coma. Couldn't you do that with all these floating office workers now? Okay. Let's not splatter ourselves on the ground this time. Hey guys, I'm back. And I bet these guys don't even know that the hiss are sort of dealt with. Okay, so the samples we need are apparently all down here. They're not actually marked, but I guess we just need to look near these various places. Okay. Place seems to be clear. I think that... Nope. I have come down here before and just kind of shot mold from this spot to fill out one of my board assignments. Nope. I think that's one of our samples right here. Which one is this? Is this just near the pit?
This looks like a good one.
I think this is the pit itself. Yeah. I don't think we can go down there yet. That might be part 2 of this mission. Okay, this one grows near staircases.
Found one.
Well, this is a lot easier than I thought. I thought these things were going to be scattered all over the Bureau originally. Oh. Polaris, which is now, I guess, the Polaris in our head, is telling us where to go. So there's a control point down here. Man, I wonder if these guys were expected to set up a base camp down here when the mold was here. And are these guys going to turn into mold at some point, or are they just dead? Oh, hello. They must have been drawn by the music. Okay, there's a chest down here. It's a low-level mod, it looks like. Yeah, so we don't have any kind of map down here. We just have to kind of find our way. Okay, this one grows near corpses.
This must be one of the samples.
Can we actually get up here? There we can. Just another chest. I'm still kind of confused about these. I guess this is just a light panel, but they're always in such weird places. Alright, well, we've already got most of them. So I guess this is not going to take long to finish this first part. Thought I saw one of those shooters spawn. Okay, so that, staircases, got a room back here, Lab 06. We still don't really know what this area was before, other than part of research. Okay, that just led me back here. It's got like a little bit of a pit here. We've got another vending machine. Alright, well, I guess we'll just descend and see if we can find another sample. I think there's one right there. Nope, that's just a light. Toilets and televisions. Well, there's toilets. Apparently all the toilets ended up here for some reason. Seems like there's more here than there would be in a bathroom.
Gross. Underhill is gonna owe me for this.
Okay. So now we just need televisions. Well, there's a television. I guess that's good enough. And is that an episode of Threshold, kids, I see?
This looks like a good one. That's all 5 samples. I should get these back to Underhill.
Just another day reading existential literature at the Bureau. I guess he's kind of wearing like a ranger poncho.
Fixed. Building shifts occur at random and without warning. But with the Bureau's cutting-edge technology, we can stabilize.
Is that what those things are for?
This house. Safe employees are happy employees. Certain rituals allow agents to navigate the oldest house as well.
Why did they choose this voice for Mr. Bones?
Accidents do happen. Trapping agents inside the walls. I heard you got stuck in your room for 3 days, Topher. Too bad you didn't have your book with you. Or any food. And remember,
I like to think he's just horrified of Mr. Bones.
it's already much too late.
All the important lessons that Dylan needed to learn. Alright, well, you have to go talk to Underhill. I guess we're done in this maze of mold. I hear something gurgling nearby, but it might just be the walls. You know, I just noticed there's a room up there. Not really a room, kind of just a spot. Is there anything up here? No? Just a tape. Oh, there might be something back here. There we go. We got a document and a chest. There's also an area up there, but I don't think we can get that high. Balloon procedures. Get well balloon. Item must be kept away from animals. The cell must be regularly cleaned of the black substance the item produces. All cleaning tools must be redacted along with the black substance itself. Item is a novelty balloon made of silver mylar. On its face is a colorful message to get well, surrounded by cartoon hearts. A ribbon is attached to the balloon. Item has not stopped floating after a considerable amount of time in the Bureau, which suggests it does not hover through the use of helium. The item produces a dark-colored sticky substance which drips down its ribbon. That's a very SCP-type item. And I'm sure when they did tests, there was human DNA in that sticky black substance, because there always is. Alright, Underhill. Here's your mushrooms.
You look like a woman with mold for me.
Vaguely insulting.
I found all 5, but I kind of wanted to eat them.
The mold has that effect on some people. Likely due to the fact it's not actually mold, or even of this dimension. I suspect it is the result of two incompatible molecular structures, one dominant, coming into contact. I call it mold or fungus because it's closer in appearance and behavior than anything else we know. Except perhaps bacteria.
She reminds me of my old biology
It's
teacher.
really just a space
Did you
monster.
happen to meet any more members of my ranger detail?
I didn't see any rangers. Just walking mold people.
I mean, I saw a lot of corpses.
Unless...
Yes. If you found mold people, you found my rangers. I refer to the creatures as hosts. They, like other unwary agents, succumbed to the appetite.
She's very indifferent
That's
about that.
nothing for you to worry about. The pill I'm about to make with these samples will make the lower level perfectly safe to traverse. It has the added benefit of immunizing you against the pit's toxic spores.
Feel like I should ask to see her credentials.
There. That didn't take too long now, did it? Ingest this pill, then go and find the source of the mold. Only there can we begin to understand how to stop it.
Take a mystery pill because a rude lady in a hazmat suit tells you
See,
to.
it's weird because it's not really a
Good idea,
hazmat suit.
Jesse.
It's like an upper torso leather hazmat suit.
Honestly, did you want me to wrap it in cheese?
Not the taste, the smell. It stinks in here now.
Good. That means the pill is working. The worse it smells, the safer you'll be. Now go. Find the source.
Now you won't want to eat it.
I assume you'll be staying with us until the mold is eradicated.
Indeed. Until I find a permanent resolution to this pesky fungus business, I'll be here. Perhaps even beyond that, seeing as you are quite understaffed at the moment. Though I hardly have a say in my own comings or goings. Your oldest house won't open the exits until those hiss monstrosities are cleared out.
Yeah, you could be here for a while.
Glad to have you along for the ride. Will the mold be under control anytime soon?
We were barely containing it with weakly controlled burns. Just look at how it has spread after a few days of non-interference. It's beyond the threshold now. The floodgates are open.
So that's a no.
It's also somehow in random rooms.
Americans.
With Darling gone, I'm putting Emily Pope in charge of the research sector. Are you okay with that?
Perfectly. You have pulled Excalibur from the stone, and now decree as you see fit, O Queen. What a true meritocracy we live in.
Glad to hear it.
Did you want me to put the weird mold lady in charge of research?
I had a dream. Or something like one. Darling was there. He told me something, but I can't remember what. I think he's gone.
Right. Well, he's never where one expects him to be, is he? Well, thank God. I can finally stop writing these tedious reports that I'm sure he never even took the time to glance at. If you speak to him again, can you tell him I
can't tell if she like froze up there from the revelation or she just didn't care.
I hope he found what he was looking for.
I'll try.
I should be getting back to work.
It
I'll see you
says, but
later.
doesn't actually exit the conversation.
Dr. Underhill, if you please. Why not return when you have
All right, let's jump into the pit with absolutely no reservation about our newfound protection.
This must be the pit Underhill was talking about.
Whoop. All right, so there are going to be a fair number of them down here, since obviously I haven't been down here, and they're high level. Oh god, I'm surrounded by exploding spores. Ooh. That still does a whole lot of damage. Clearly we're not immune to the spit.
Ramsey, Ranger Captain, note 7.25. Underhill sent us down this weird-ass threshold looking for whatever's making all these vegetables sprout. I can say this. It smells delicious.
Tape number 2. I tried some of the mold. It wasn't as delicious as it smelled. Balloon supplement. The item was used in the children's ward of a local hospital in Redacted. Witnesses do not recall where the balloon came from. Therapy dogs, part of a program called Redacted, meant to comfort the sick children, were noticeably attracted to the item. They would reportedly jump at the item, licking it when they could. The children claimed the dogs began walking through the halls of the hospital at night, howling in a low pitch. One child described the sound as singing. A few days later, the dogs were all discovered dead, a dark substance leaking from their Redacted. The hospital staff called local authorities, who called the CDC. Bureau agents intercepted this call and arrived at the scene within redacted hours. The item was taken for evaluation along with the remains of the dogs. Ah, so that would be where the box of dead dogs that one guy had to go through came from. I really need more health. I still don't have an upgrade for Pierce, unfortunately. I have to go and farm those remote thoughts, and charge is still level 1, so it's probably not worth using. But spin is maxed out. Let's see. Ammo efficiency. Spin, rate of fire. Just put all rate of fire on it. We don't really have a lot of good mods for spin. So I'll just put an accuracy boost on it for now.
God. Go worse it smells.
Presumably that means we're getting close to the actual source. I have to remember to use my powers on these guys too. It's not any less effective. Alright, so we got 2 ways to go. Are these guys just like eating the exterior mold? Or it looks like he's just shoving his hand down his mouth, trying to get the mold out. Not getting nearly as much health back as I'm taking damage. Oh, that was a bad thing to grab. Grabbed one of the exploding spores. I think this is dead end, right? Yeah. This doesn't... Oh, no, there's a corner here with another chest. And none of this is stuff I need, because I think the stuff we need is from one of the earlier sectors to upgrade Pierce. Okay. Sounds like there's one like directly below me. Oh, there's one there. I don't think they can do much when they're on a lower level. Ow, what if I could just get hit by? Oh, I landed on one. Seize accelerator. That's not a bad one, but I don't use seize all that much. Okay, what's going on here with the mannequins? Or I guess crash test dummies. I only got another note here, or an audio log.
Ranger Captain, note 7.28. Wait, 6, 7, whatever. Still in the thresh mold. Ollie's straight up eating the vegetables now because, well, why not? Mom said, eat your vegetables. Eat too many and your skin will turn green.
Which seems to be happening.
Ollie's. Hey, Ollie, what'd you find now?
Alright, clearly it's having some psychotropic effects on them as well. Oh, an even deeper pit.
Is that the source? It's kind of pretty.
Oh. 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 Yeah, that's definitely not quite what I expected. The three-headed mold hydra thing. Not a bad angle from down here. Tilt it a little bit up. Alright, I guess this is the hard part of this mission. Ow. Well, at least we have some cover. Hiding from its homing spores. I kind of dropped those on it. Oh. Or on myself. I imagine it's eventually going to have a way to get around this. Now the problem here is, I think it is going to drop health, but I have to get real close to it to grab it. And that's assuming this doesn't just kill me. Or just crush me like that. Yeah, I need to go into that with full health. It would really help to have Pierce upgraded for this fight, because it's really good against, like, all bosses, but... oh, boy. I got a ways to go to get back down there. Well, I guess we just jump down and then sprint through. Is there a room there? Gonna suck if I have to fight these guys every time I want to get back there. Okay, we gotta be a little conservative with health. Especially because these guys do a lot of damage. But they take a moment to activate, so I can kind of just run past them all. Oh, okay, not these ones. Well, so much for getting here with full health.
Is that the source?
I really don't want to keep doing that. Every time I have to fight this, though. I have to remember to actually use my dodge ability. I keep forgetting I have one. That isn't just fly out of the way. Alright, let's try this again. Otherwise I'm going to start just cutting out the trip. See, if I can run past them before they activate, then that's fine. I don't have to actually fight them. But I think one of these was already active, and it's probably that one. Half my health bar in one hit.
Is that the source? It's kind of pretty.
And I think that fog will still kill me, even with my pills.
Nope. No.
Oh, that didn't happen last time. that's how I get my health back. Okay. The room is filling with deadly gas. I need to kill these first. Alright, so this is actually fairly rough. I think that's the fastest way to shut that thing off, is to shoot it. Oh, it actually drops bombs. I think it just hurt itself. I don't know what that was. Did all the heads attack at once? Alright. I guess now we'll just start skipping the travel back there. Alright, so I actually took a little bit of a break from doing this in between and went and farmed the materials to upgrade Pierce to level 3, which has proven pretty effective against the boss. I also did a few attempts that ended very quickly, as I learned that if you try to dash past all of the mold out here, they seemingly just follow you into the boss fight, like they'll just drop down. So I kept walking into them not knowing they were in there and dying. So let's watch out for that. There might still be more in here.
It's kind of pretty.
Let's see.
Nope.
This boss is not too bad, but it just does so much damage. Alright, that was kind of a half hit. There we go. Nice big chunk of damage. We also have to watch out for the gas attack, because that's probably the worst one, where the whole room just starts filling with gas, and then we basically have to levitate to not take damage. Oh boy, what, I thought that was an attack, but I think we just killed it. Okay, so yes, obviously Pierce 3
I need to stop being surprised by all the weird shit in this place.
was the right choice for this fight. But yeah, I can see why they wanted you to do this at a higher level, because it just does so much damage with all of its attacks. I mean, I've got higher health equipped right now, so even that didn't make that much of a difference. Can we, like, set fire to this now, so it doesn't come back? Other question. How do I get out of this room? I don't think there was an exit. And we kind of dropped in from above. Oh, there's a door over here. Didn't see that. Maybe it was covered before. And a control point, just so we can get out of the boss fight. Another chest. Oh, threshold log 3.
Oh, so good. Oh, need more.
Fucking Ranger Gordon Ramsay down here stuffing his face. Alright, well, we're gonna have to head back up to talk to Underhill, now that we've, I guess, dealt with the source of the mold. Somehow I don't think this is gonna clear up anytime soon, though. I did, however, find some media in between the recordings when I was doing my grinding, just kind of looking around for enemies. So let's see, I think this one is just the Ranger we just saw. Yeah, threshold log 3. When you're caught in a house shift, That one we saw. Okay, that stuff's all the same. I thought I found... yeah, this. Old Gods of Asgard Rebirth album. So, I wonder if this is the album they made after, I guess, Alan Wake, because they got brought back by Alan Wake's agent to make a new album. But, yeah, this was in the ordinary dump. Let's see, we also got the Globe supplement. This item was found in the penthouse suite at Redacted, Toronto, belonging to David Wolfe, who was being investigated for illegally dealing in altered materials. Bureau agents raided his penthouse and found numerous paranatural belongings, including Redacted, and this item. Mr. Wolfe was arrested. Article from the Toronto Daily. So why would a 36-year-old Bay Street investment trader, filthy rich, married to a model, disappear overnight? That's the question that's kept Toronto high society up at night this past week. Police say it's being looked into. Some nutjob radio show in the States claims he disappeared to join the Illuminati. But it's this reporter's opinion that Mr. Wolfe, bored of his job, sick of his family, left it all behind to retire in some remote beach paradise. Now he's sipping Mai Tais while the rest of the world thinks he's dead. 2 different board cover stories there, with the Illuminati and the Mai Tais. Picnic basket supplement. This item came to the Bureau's attention through several news reports in which a family was harassed by animals during a picnic in the Redacted National Park. Family fled the scene with the basket. Witnesses report seeing the family chased by the following species of animal: Redacted. The family eventually abandoned the basket, at which point the animals remained with it for an unknown length of time. Agents acquired the item from the park's lost and found offices. Which were what? Constantly under assault by animals? Cafeteria concerns. Director Trench. As head chef, I need to express my concern about rumors I've been hearing regarding mold appearing near some of my kitchens. I am alerting you that any food handled, prepared, or consumed in the vicinity of mold can be contaminated and unsafe for ingestion. If I can verify these reports, then I will need to close multiple cafeterias. I realize this would be an inconvenience to many, but as a caterer, I pride myself in keeping a pristine environment for food preparation and service, even in a room that constantly shifts and changes. And darling, dimensional staffing. Dimensional research is going to change everything. The work we do there will be brilliant, dangerous, and revolutionary. So we'll need the staff that meet the challenge. So far I'm considering Carla Vaughn, Lorenzo Dunn, Hubert Tan, Edna Pierce, either Beth Harrington or Abe Lewis if their departments can spare them for a bit. Emily is an obvious choice, but who knows what will come out of the doorways we open. Perhaps it's better to keep her somewhere where the work is less unpredictable, but she won't like that. And there's no way she won't notice a secret new research department. She's too sharp. Well, that explains why she was getting stonewalled by Darling early on. She was complaining about that. Alright. So, let's see. I guess we just have to go to active threshold. I forgot almost that we found a control point down here. Right? And from here, we need to get back up, which I think is up here. No. It's down here. I'm sure Underhill will be just so impressed that we found the source and shot it a bunch.
You've returned, I see. And you're not sprouting mold from your eyes. I take it that means my pill worked. Now tell me everything. Did you find the source? You did, didn't you?
I found a big, angry plant. Like, gigantic. I killed it.
You killed it? You found the source and you killed it? I could have learned so much from a live specimen.
Her concern is touching.
I don't think we have a containment big enough for that.
Too much. Here, I brought you a sample.
A piece of the innermost mold. You're not such a lost cause after all.
And now she's mollified.
Strange. So different, even superficially. Another stage of growth, perhaps.
Please, no more stages.
You'll be pleased to know that cutting down the creature at the source has already resulted in a notable cessation of the mold's rapid growth. You've bought me time for further study.
So what now?
I'm glad you asked. While you were busy in the pit, a number of mold hosts were sighted beyond the threshold. They managed to sneak out without the Rangers noticing.
How did they manage to sneak out a vertical shaft?
Send Steve and Andy to find the mold source with the others. These vagrant hosts must be eradicated as soon as possible. The mold can still be spread by their overgrown bodies.
Any idea where they went?
The hosts I've observed are not a sprightly bunch. Here are the reports I've received. They'll help you find them.
I'll go take care of them.
Good. And do be quick about it.
There's a nice way to say
How are you even getting reports down here? Alright, I didn't actually think we had another mission to go hunt down Mold. I don't know if this is like a repeatable thing, or...
Dr. Underhill, if you please.
I definitely did not remember that her name was Rhea. So, she basically gave us, like, a tedious mission, like Arish's, to just hunt them down. Mold hosts around parapsychology, ritual division, and central research. Well, I was gonna say that I guess we're done with the mold, but
we don't want to have to come save
I suppose not.
Seriously.
So, we're gonna end the episode here, and next time I think will probably be the last episode for now, where we're gonna hunt down Tommasi. We're gonna, I guess, hunt down these mold as well, and then we're gonna go on a jukebox expedition. So I think we can probably get all three of those in one episode, unless this mold thing becomes, you know, even more of a quest. But until then, I've been Shadefyre, this is Control, and I hope you'll join me as we come close to wrapping up our business in the Federal Bureau of Control. Take care, everyone.